Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and the first big update for Battlefield 5 arrived on the 5th of December. I've already covered what this patch introduced, I'll link to that video in the description and my pinned comment, and I openly praised the update in that video. I'm actually personally still very happy with the update so far. I haven't really had any issues, but I have heard a lot of complaints from a lot of other people, like a lot of complaints. But from my own personal perspective, I love just how many things DICE tweaked and reduced and increased and all that good stuff. It was a comprehensive patch notes list, although not all of it was perfect, of course. Obviously though, some people will say, well, if it didn't have so many problems in the first place, then there'd be nothing to fix, and yeah, I mean, I get that, but if you still have some interest in the game, then there's no point ignoring any and all positive steps that DICE take just because there have been prior negatives. If you in fact don't like the game at all and hate EA and whatever else, then I'm sure I'm about to hear about it in the comments below, just like I have in many recent videos. But today's topic is, did Battlefield 5's recent patch break the game? And I've titled it like that because that's how many people are choosing to put it. It's not my feeling, but it's many other people's, which seems very extreme, but I'm not going to ridicule them without having experienced any of the issues that they have. I think it requires more than the problems I'm going to list today to constitute a game being broken by something. But before I go through some of the reported issues, part of this video is hearing from you guys. The entire premise that I and others haven't had issues, whereas many other people have, lends itself perfectly to this kind of content. Share your experience in the comments. Has it been good or bad? Why? All that kind of stuff. Let's get some update feedback from the community and see what's really going on. So I know there's a complaint of game crashes, freezes, and getting stuck in infinite loading screens. This isn't a huge surprise to me, as I had already experienced these issues prior to the patch, and DICE did say that the infinite loading screen issue was going to be significantly improved, but that doesn't mean fixed. And it seems that some players just don't think it's enough of an improvement anyway. I mean, some even think it's worse now, so that's an initial black mark. Gameplay bugs are one thing, but not actually being able to play the game properly is a definite issue. So I completely, fully, totally understand players being very vocal about this, and all I can say is I'm sure DICE will continue to work on it. If they've been trying to fix it, then I see no reason why they wouldn't finish the job at some point, but the eventual outcome of course remains to be seen. And actually, speaking of issues with playing the game, it turns out I can now think of problems I've run into since the patch. There's trying to join or invite friends into a party or squad, whatever you want to call it, can be a genuine nightmare and is detrimental to the experience in an extreme way sometimes. This was also happening prior to the patch, but there's now seemingly more issues with it, such as not being able to join up with someone if you or they are appearing offline on Xbox One sometimes. It will just fail, but as soon as the person being invited appears online, it works, which is baffling to me. So yeah, I'd like to see that fixed. I did mention it to a dev, but didn't receive a response, so who knows really what's going to happen. That does happen sometimes when I speak to them, so maybe they don't like me. It's possible, so such is life sometimes. I mean, that's a joke, but I mean, maybe it's not a joke. Anyway, let's carry on. But back to problems I haven't experienced. Let's go for not being able to heal yourself sometimes. I've personally seen the footage of this from 2 or 3 people I know, so I'm aware this is absolutely happening. Your soldier will pull out a medkit to heal, you'll see the animation for it, but it simply doesn't work. You can continue to pull that medkit out, but there's no guarantee it will actually be used. So yep, a fix for this one too, as it's a genuine issue. Then we have the chat log being gone for some players on PlayStation. I think it was PlayStation, there might be other things. I'm really not sure if it extends to other platforms. Alright, I'm adding this bit after the fact because as you can see in the gameplay, if you look in the top left, I don't have the chat log there, and I play on Xbox. I grabbed this footage afterwards, so it turns out this problem is on multiple platforms. Right, back to what I was saying. But apparently some PlayStation players now don't have a chat log, even if they've got it set to be turned on in the options. You can let me know if you're on a different platform and you've had that issue, you know, get in the comment section. And this is a problem that might not bother some people, but for others it will be a really big deal. The bright side being that I imagine that's a very, very easy fix as long as DICE can pinpoint what caused it, although I don't know what I'm talking about, so that might be wrong. But I've also heard that the skin from doing the Last Tiger War story is bugged for some players, which is a shame considering it's one of the big cosmetic draws right now due to the Overture chapter of Tides of War being so fresh, and The Last Tiger being held as probably the best war story so far. And then this brings me on to a couple of issues that have come up, but one has already been fixed, which is great, and the other may have been fixed but I can't confirm. So the one that got fixed very quickly was the inability for recon players above rank 9 to select throwing knives. This problem didn't stick around for very long, and credit to DICE for getting it sorted out so fast. But then there's apparently been a problem for some players in completing the stationary weapon kill challenge to unlock this week's new weapon, and also other things, other challenges not being possible to complete, etc, etc. This may have already been sorted out, but I'm not sure. I certainly hope it has, as it's one of the main reasons for a lot of people to be on the game at this point in time. So yeah, that's a real bummer. And then that all brings me on to an issue that isn't a bug. It's more so a balance change that the patch brought in, and I want to address it as I didn't mention it in my update coverage video. This is because it relates to planes, and I'm absolutely not a pilot. So the alterations to planes in the patch notes didn't really convey any kind of impression to me. But there's a lot of feedback going around that they perhaps went in too hard on the planes to rebalance them. DICE seem to have employed a multi-pronged tactic to nerfing them, and essentially they're bad now. At least according to other people. I don't know, I'm just reporting what others say. But it seemed worth bringing up considering I haven't mentioned it in my coverage before. Now overall, there are multiple things to consider on this patch topic. In game design, patching some things to improve them can of course cause other problems. This much is obvious when you're dealing with code and such like. I personally have no experience of actually designing and altering a game experience, and I'm sure it's an extremely hard thing to get right. So I'm not in an educated position from which to criticize. But I guess from a normal consumer perspective though, it makes sense that some of you guys would feel very aggrieved. You just want the product you paid for to work in an acceptable state. And I have zero issues with that at all. I guess we now just wait and hope that any problems get fixed soon, and DICE keeps up with their determination to mold a fantastic product out of what they currently have. And so, what do you think? Absolutely give me your update patch experience feedback in the comments below. Has it gone well? Is the game better? Or has it broken it for you? Get down there and share your feelings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I really appreciate you hitting the like button for me, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on notifications to keep up to date with my content, and then feel free to join my Discord server in the description and my pinned comment. Now let's head over to the Board of Awesome for the epic people who support the channel on Patreon. That support helps me to do this every single day, so thank you so much to everybody on here. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, the link to the Patreon page is in the description and my pinned comment. And with that all said, I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.